It was a cold February afternoon in 2019. The air in Pulwama, a quiet district of Jammu and Kashmir, was still. A long convoy of CRPF soldiers was moving along the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway. Inside those buses were men returning from home leave, sons, husbands, brothers, soldiers who had just spent precious days with their families. Some were talking and laughing, some were messaging home, and others were just looking out the window, lost in thought. None of them knew that this journey would be their last. At around 3:10 p.m., near the village of Lethborough, a white SUV suddenly appeared on the road. It looked like just another local vehicle trying to pass the convoy. But within seconds, everything changed. The vehicle, loaded with over 350 kilograms of explosives, rammed into one of the buses. The explosion that followed shattered the silence of Pulwama. A deafening blast tore through the air, flames shot up into the sky, and the shockwave could be felt for miles. In an instant, 40 CRPF soldiers were gone. The laughter, the conversations, the dreams, all vanished in that one moment of horror. Smoke filled the air, and the ground trembled. Soldiers and locals rushed toward the burning wreckage, trying desperately to save anyone they could. But the fire was too fierce, and the blast too powerful. When the flames finally died, all that remained were twisted pieces of metal and an unbearable silence. As the news spread, disbelief turned into grief. Families who had just spoken to their loved ones received the calls that no one ever wants to hear. Across the nation, people stopped what they were doing. Television screens flashed with breaking news. 40 CRPF Jawans martyred in Pulwama attack. That night, the entire country mourned together. In homes, on streets, and in schools, candles burned in the memory of the fallen. Strangers stood side by side, united by pain and pride. Mothers wept, fathers stood silently, and children too young to understand only knew that their hero would not be coming home. Each of those 40 men had a story, a dream they were chasing. One was about to get married. Another had just become a father. Many were planning to return home soon, but their journey took a different turn, one that made them eternal. In the days that followed, grief turned into resolve. The entire nation came together, stronger than ever. People contributed to the families of the martyrs, school children wrote letters to soldiers, and millions raised their voices with a single promise: we will never forget Pulwama. Just 12 days later, India answered back. The Indian Air Force carried out airstrikes deep inside Balakot, targeting the terrorist camps responsible for the attack. It was more than just an act of retaliation. It was a message that India mourns her heroes, but she also stands tall, unshaken. Years have passed, but the memory of Pulwama remains. It's not just a story of loss. It's a story of courage and unity. Those 40 soldiers live on, not just in memorials or headlines, but in the hearts of every Indian who remembers their sacrifice.